What is going on, guys? It's Chris here from Spartanjesters, and today this is MMO Weekly. This is the new show that me or Dan or both of us are going to be bringing out each week on 3 different games, be it the Division, the Crew, or the Elder Scrolls Online. These are the 3 new upcoming MMOs that we will be playing on console and PC. So without any further ado, let's get into it. This week I'll be covering the Division, an open world FPS MMORPG from Ubisoft. But today we're going to talk about one thing in that particular game, the classes. First off, E3 showed us the general RPG archetypes. Nick is the damage dealer, Bronson is the heavy, Megan is support. We also catch a moment where the team literally switches up skills on the fly. This is a key pillar of the Division, says game director Ryan Bernard. So basically, before we go into any more, I'm going to give my little input on what the Division classes are, quote-unquote classes and skills, before I read into any of the notes that I have. Actually, I didn't write these, Dan did. But, first off, the Division, from what I'm seeing, is that before Nick, I think it was, goes into combat, Megan says, "Hey Nick, change up so you do more damage," and he literally opens up a menu, presses a button, his skills totally rearrange. So he can, what it looks like is that you can have set kind of loadouts for your skills, and you can change them depending on the situation. So basically, most people probably have tank, DPS, healer. But we'll go into the Holy Trinity as we go along in this video. I don't think there will be a Holy Trinity, but there will be, if that kind of makes sense. Like, you need someone to do it, you'll need someone to do that. This means there is no roles or classes. Now, to me, that's saying one thing in particular, that each player will be the 3 main things. Each player could be a tank, DPS, or healer. There is no classes. Your character that you create can be anything at once, depending on the situation of the game. Each player has the ability to do everything and change it up on the fly, be it from taking out enemies to healing your friends. It's pretty simple. One of the main things I got from the Division was when Nick changed up his skills halfway through the gameplay footage that we got from E3, the announcement trailer. Megan, I think it was the healer, told him to switch it up so he could do more damage, and you see him open up a menu, click a button, he does more damage. Well, it says he does more damage. Create a playstyle in which the player is the role, and depending on the situation, the role can be changed or altered. Bernard explains, if you play RPGs, you know a lot about the healer, the tank, and the DPS. We want that trinity, and the Holy Trinity is important for any RPG in general. But the way we're doing classes is different. So he quote-unquotes classes that there is no classes. So what that says to me, when you create your character, you'll just do character customization, that's it. There won't be any races, because it's kind of like, it's a Tom Clancy game, so it's not like you have a fucking orc or a high elf. But you'll be able to create your character, customize them the way you want, go into the game, jump straight in. I'll give you a little tutorial, and you'll get in, you'll spend your skill points as you go up. And now when we're speaking about skill points, each time you level up, you acquire points you can spend. So reading the notes it says you can use those points to basically spec yourself into the role. But those choices are totally open, totally up to each player, and totally changeable. Bernard says, so in the first 15 minutes of the game, you are not asked to choose what you are and how you play. You'll discover how you want to play as you're playing the game. So if you like being a DPS, you would like to do damage, then you can spec yourself into doing damage. And the same goes for healing and keeping the aggro on NPC players as well as PvP players. We're not going to talk much about PvP and PvE, that'll be for another video. But Bernard says, how your Division agent and mine work together is very important. Being open and not being class locked will allow you to go back to your skills and talents and make adjustments. It's all about synergy. Now, for those that don't know what synergy is when, let's say, Dan puts down a ring of fire and I fire an arrow through it. The arrow will go through the ring of fire and catch on fire and do more damage to the monster or opponent. The Division is all about working together. So this is where the aspect of the MMO comes in, and as you see at the end of the trailer, he says, brace yourself for some PvP. So that means you can just bump into any player whenever you want. But that's for another video. That's totally for another video. Seen anything yet? Most of the screenshots I have are actually just from Google and the website itself. Nothing has been leaked. Next time on the Division MMO Weekly, I'll probably talk about endgame or socializing in the game. And iPad apps is one of the main things that they announced. But till next time, guys, I hope you are enjoying the content we're putting out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If we can get this video to 10 likes, Dan will do a naked dance around a sombrero. Till next time, guys, this has been Chris from Spartanjesters, representing N4G TV. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.